Hi, hello, and welcome to Simonson Farms. I'm Justin Simonson, and where do I start? We're in the wind, which is great. Love that. But big news is that last night, while we were shutting the combine and tractor, there we go, we were shutting equipment down. We had lightning strikes there, basically all the way around us. There was lightning coming down, and then eventually it started to actually rain. So that is less than ideal for our harvest conditions. One. Yeah, I'm gonna count the German way. You don't want to haul or store wet wheat. I know I talked a little bit about moisture. I think that was in the last video. That's mostly because things that are wet tend to spoil. How long can you keep strawberries out? Not very. They're very high moisture, and wheat, it likes to be dry, to be kept for a long period of time. Oh, my prop disappeared. I'll have to go pick another head of wheat. Then the other problem is if wheat is too wet when it's stored, it can actually start to kind of like a compost pile reaction where it starts to decay and heat up, and that will eventually or can cause problems in the forms of grain tank, grain bin, and elevator fires. It's not super common because everybody knows about it and doesn't do it. So, but can we see maybe some rain speckles and spots on combine parts? A little bit. There's some streaking up there on the. Sorry, the sun's in my eyes. Rain streaks on the windshield. So that, or we're going to be taking a little moment for all this wind to hopefully dry out the wheat. Second problem we have with moisture is that it makes this stuff really tough. Last few days when I've gone to pick a kernel or head, all I've had to do is take two fingers and see how that just kinks. Yeah, it wasn't doing that. It was snapping clean at that kink line. It wouldn't even bend. It just so dry and brittle that it just shattered. So I'm gonna try to step out of the wind here a little bit because it's no fun for me. I should have brought an extra shirt. It's a little chilly with this moisture in the air. And of course, there's chaff blowing off the combine, so I get to be itchy right away in the day. There we go. Do a little case branding too. So, got our head of wheat. Oh, it doesn't even thrash good. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting just a little bit. Sorry, this is really hard to do one-handed. Normally you put it in your hand and you kind of do like a hand wringing kind of motion to do this. So I got two little kernels there. I'll pop those in my gobsmacker and we'll see how if they crunch. If they still crunch, we have a little better shot for today. Okay, so we'll just be waiting for the straw to dry out. Sorry, I gotta chew my wheat. So rain during harvest, not our favorite thing. If it rained enough that I can actually start to cause some quality issues. when, or the wheat is actually a seed. It wants to, or so when it gets cool and moist, it thinks it's in the ground and it thinks it's time to sprout. So you can get sprout damage that way, because it's actually trying to sprout in the wheat head, and that's not good. That messes up quality, or end use quality, so you don't get very good flour. And then there's a second problem that we have here in this region. It's a similar method of action, but essentially it's not exactly caused by wheat sprout. So, but the starches in the wheat kernels are beginning to be broken down by the germ, and that you have low starch wheat kernels, and we might be able to figure out how to do no carb wheat if we do that, right? Wouldn't that be a hoot? Anyway, so while we're waiting for the weather to improve, we've got other work to do. So I'm gonna get back to it and get back to work.